Everyone, this is part two of our discussion on creating an academic argument, and this one's going to take a look at Auden's The Unknown Citizen. And just to review a little bit from what we were taking a look at last time, this idea of developing and writing voices, I want you to think about, right, this is an ongoing discussion, right? People have written about Auden's The Unknown Citizen, and now you're coming into the discussion. So part of it is to know what actually has been said, and I can help you with that as we, through the lectures, I can give you the context and information. Some of it you might want to do some exterior research on your own and do some internet searches or some searches on the McKay Library website to take a look at what other people have said, so then you can kind of think more deeply about your own ideas and come to your own understanding. But thinking about maybe focusing on an audience and your audience as you're coming to this, that you're writing to someone specific that's going to then read your ideas and then respond to it. All right, let's take a look at The Unknown Citizen. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to actually pause the video for just a second and jot down a few ideas on what makes someone an admirable person, right? Well, what is it about someone that makes them perhaps more, I don't want to say valuable, but more noteworthy or gets more notoriety than another person? So just pause the video for a second and then jot down your ideas, and then we can come back. All right, as you brainstormed your ideas, and so this is a good way to think about, the Einstein quote of spending more time on thinking about the complexities of the problem than just jumping to the solution. That's what brainstorming helps us to do, is thinking about where we're coming from at the very beginning. As we think about Auden's The Unknown Citizen, what we see is this is a monument that's erected by the government to celebrate this unknown citizen who doesn't have a name. And we want to think about what's being celebrated here, right? This idea that's being celebrated is someone that is ordinary and that's someone that fits in. So let's take a look at these ideas and think about what makes this person ordinary or not, right? He was found by the Bureau of Statistics to be one against whom there was no official complaint, and all reports on his conduct agree that in the modern sense of an old-fashioned word, he was a saint. For everything he did, he served the greater community. Except for war, till the day he retired, he worked in a factory and never got fired. But satisfied an employer's Fudge Motor Inc. He wasn't a scab or odd in his views, for his unions report that he paid his dues. Our report on the union shows it was sound, and our social psychology workers found that he was popular with his mates and liked to drink. The press are convinced that he bought a paper every day and that his reactions to advertisements were normal in every way. Policies taken out in his name prove that he was fully insured, and his health card shows he was once in the hospital but left it cured. Both producers' research and high-grade living declare he was fully sensible to the advantages of the installment plan and had everything necessary to the modern man. A phonograph, a radio, a car, and a Frigidaire. Our researchers into public opinion are content that he held the popular opinions for the time of year. When there was peace, he was for peace. When there was war, he went. He was married and added 5 children to the population, which our eugenists say was the right number for a parent of his generation. And our teachers report that he never interfered with their education. Was he free? Was he happy? The question's absurd. Had anything been wrong, we should certainly have heard. And so think about what is being celebrated here, right? What's being celebrated is an average guy going about on an average day, doing things the normal way, right? He doesn't necessarily have any type of, different convictions than anyone else. He just kind of goes along with the vast majority, right? And so as we think about that, should that be celebrated? This is where your argument comes in. Should we celebrate someone that just kind of follows the rules and does what he's supposed to? And before your knee-jerk reaction is, well, no, he needs to be, revolutionary, do something different, do something spectacular, right? Those are the heroes that we generally tend to raise up. Think about this a little bit more deeply. What do we generally tend to celebrate within the church, right? Do we celebrate people who break the rules or don't break the rules, right? We generally tend to celebrate people who obey the laws of the land, right? So what does that mean within the context of this? Would we celebrate him within, LDS culture? What is it about him that's being valued, right? Or, on the other hand, do we value people who do things a little bit differently, that think differently, that push the boundaries differently, right? As we think about Christ, did he just follow the rules, or did he find ways to do things new and to break the customs and the norms of his day, right? So what is it about people that we want to celebrate, right? And as we think about this particular poem, another thing to think about is where the information is coming from, right? Mainly what we see here is this is all information found from statistics, right? They're going to the union to find he paid his dues. We're going to the bar to see if he went out for drinks. We're going to his employer to see about his records. These are all records, but what we don't know is his personality. We don't know his individuality. We don't even know his name, right? So again, it adds some ambiguity onto what we're supposed to celebrate. And so this is where you come in within your argument. What should be? So what you want to do within this particular paper, if you choose to write on this particular poem, is to first define what makes someone admirable, and then determine whether the unknown citizen meets or doesn't meet your criteria. But your criteria for what is admirable is your argument. And so then you want to then apply that to the particular poem while considering what does W.H. Auden think, right? What is his main argument within the context of that? And how do your ideas fit in with his discussion?